2020 has shifted the way we think and view the world. And as we see a pandemic hit, it became clear that the financial foundations of the American households were broken. We saw that families were not prepared and in need of building financial peace, structure, and security. Our capital was created with that in mind, disrupting the financial industry to bring clarity to the complex world of money by becoming the partner you need. We are our capital, the future of finance. How are you guys? Let me see. Let me make sure. How are you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Isaac Salcido, and I'm super happy to be here with you guys today. And it's so interesting and amazing to be here and be part of this and be able to create this broadcast to you guys. And today we're going to talk about the process of sales. The process of sales. So when it comes to this, right? And let me make sure I fix this real quick. The process of sales. So when it comes to the process of sales, sometimes these scenarios, when we talk about America, we talk about so many different scenarios, and we talk about ways of thinking. And sometimes people say, it's lazy sales individuals, or you're in sales, or they see sales as something negative, when in reality, every day we're going through the process of buying and selling something, right? Either you're selling your work because they hired you and you're getting paid by the hour. You're getting paid what you're worth through the hour. If you are married, if you have kids, sometimes you got to sell them on, you're amazing. You're really great at basketball. Maybe your kid is not that great at basketball. We always find our in our life that we're always in sales, but sometimes we forget that we're always in sales. So I believe that there's a good way about going out there and selling, and there's a bad way. The bad way, and remember, I'm going to be super open and honest. I'm not the best sales individual out there, but I always try to find the way I can serve. And that has made me successful. So this is the really sleazy way of selling. And you guys have seen this. This Saturday, I went to the dealership because I needed to get something for my car. And I'm looking at the new model, and this individual comes up to me and starts just opening his mouth. Blah, 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 blah. This color is blue. This is an amazing color. Look at the rims. Look at the motor. And he just starts blah, 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 blah. He starts just yapping and yapping and yapping. And all of a sudden, I don't want to hear it anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I got to go. He gives me his card. I get the card, and literally I threw it in the trash. That's where sales individual get a negative connotation, meaning selling is not trying to say something that is going to convince someone of something. I hate when people try to sell me something, but I love to buy. So if you're in sales, or if you're looking to go out there and meet someone, if you're single and you want to have a girlfriend, right? If you're looking for a job opportunity, this same process is something that you got to start utilizing when it comes to obtaining something that you want or giving someone something that they need, a sale. So this is the definition of a sale. The exchange of a commodity for money, the action of selling something, meaning there was an exchange. You're going to be a horrible sales individual if you talk a lot. I know that I'm here opening my mouth, but this is different. This is the process. When it comes to selling something, you got to be in front of someone, okay? So the first process is the interaction. The interaction. So what is the interaction? The interaction means how many people are you seeing? And let's think about Pizza Hut, okay? So you get an email, okay? And from the email, they interacted with you. They were the ones that sent you a cheesy crust pizza, and you decided to go in and meet someone at Pizza Hut. You're meeting someone, now there's an interaction. There was something that caused something for you guys to see each other. Once that you're in the interaction, what does the Pizza Hut individual say? What do you want today, Isaac? What is it that you want today? Give me a sec. They're telling me that my camera, we can't see my camera. Let me look at this. Guys, thank you for your patience. I'm learning this, so I appreciate all the patience. What about there? I get a comment here. I've turned on my camera, but I don't know what's going on. Give me a second, guys. Thank you for everybody that's jumping on the call. Guys, there you go. How are you guys? I'm Isaac Salcido. Thank you so much for being here. 6 individuals, 7 individuals. So when it comes to the sales process, the first thing, there's the interaction, okay? So when it comes to the interaction is you get to in front of Pizza Hut, and the individual's always going to ask. They're going to ask, what do you want, Isaac? Okay, what do you want? Thank you, Carlos, or Capital, Sandra, Betancourt. Thank you so much for letting me know about my camera. They're always going to ask the first interaction, Itzel, what do you want? Okay, so what the number one thing when it comes to sales is you need to start asking questions. Okay, if you're single out there, if you're looking for a job, don't go in there, don't go in an interview just answering, start asking questions. What type of environment do you guys have at this workplace? How can I grow? What do I got to do to get to my next position? If you start asking these questions, you're going to seem interested, and the company automatically is going to feel that you are committed and want to be part of the team. So questions is the number one thing when it comes to sales. Okay. Now, if I'm in Pizza Hut, they're going to ask me, Isaac, well, is it going to be yourself or you're going to buy pizza for your family? And I'm going to tell them I'm going to buy pizza for my family. And that is part of step 3. Okay. Because the number one thing when it comes to sales is interaction, right? Once you meet someone. Number 2 is questions. Isaac, what do you like? I like pizza, or do you want some pasta? I like pizza for today. Isaac, is it going to be by yourself or you want to buy pizza for your whole entire family? Family. Perfect. Once we start into those questions, that's when all of a sudden the sales individual wants to add more value through questions. So from there, they're going to say, Isaac, there's 2 large 1-topping pizzas for a special price. What happens there? Okay, this is something that's super interesting to understand. I came in for a pizza, now I'm getting 2. The level of value is going up and the price is going down. Okay, all of a sudden she says, for $1 extra, you can get a cheesy sticks. Okay, Now, product number 3, you've already got 3 products. So subconsciously, what happens is value, 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 value. And when there's value, there's trust. And if there's trust, there's referrals. So for you as an individual, when you go into a place, when I go with a family, right? For me, the number one thing is the interaction. And I'm gonna step it back. I'm gonna go back into this topic because it's something very important that if you understand, your entire world is gonna change. Okay? Everything is gonna change. Because remember, guys, nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares if I was on this call talking about me, me, me. It's all about value. Okay? So number one thing that I talked about was the interaction. The first face-to-face, if I'm seeing someone face-to-face, the first interaction that you want to give is, as a sales individual, you want to make sure you show that you're humble. Why? Because you don't know it all. And if you're humble, they're going to be flexible. The clients are going to be flexible when it comes to certain scenarios that you might don't know the answer to, but also they're going to be able to be more flexible to working with you because you're flexible and humble from the beginning. But you also have to show confidence. What does that mean? Confidence in, if I go with Jane at Pizza Hut and I know that I love pizza, in reality, I know what I like, but she might know something else that I don't know because she works there. So there has to be certain type of confidence. Have you guys ever been to a place, let's say a restaurant or the car dealership, and I asked them a question and the guy was just like, it's my first day, I don't know. And then you're like, well, what do you know? What was your training? So you got to be humble and flexible, but with confidence. Confidence in understanding and educating yourself on your craft just a little bit more than the consumer at the beginning, okay? Obviously, if you've been in the industry for 20 years and you don't know nothing, then you're not doing your job correctly and you're probably not serving the families correctly. But the interaction always has to be that. Humble, flexible, and confident. And that's also if you're going out there and trying to meet someone, meet the world, the love of your life. You can't, right? You can't go in there and be a little bit scared to ask for her number. Okay? You can't be a little bit scared on going in there and showing the value that you can provide. Now, when we go to the step 3, when it comes to questions, okay? Questions are so important because you can't go in there and get a pen and paper and say, okay, I'm going to ask you questions and I need your answer now. It can't be like an interrogation. The way you go about asking these questions when it comes to selling is you want to ask the right type of questions to guide them towards an end goal, right? If I want to make sure I sit with someone and when I want to sell them pizza, I'm not going to ask, hey, do you like tacos? What have you had? Have you had tacos? Have you had French food? You don't move them over. What you want to ask is, what type of dough do you like? Right? What type of dough? What type of cheese? What's going through that prospect's mind is, what type of cheese could he help me find the right type of cheese? I like to say sales and connected with marriage and connected with looking for a spouse is because I feel that's the biggest sale you've ever made in your life. And when it comes to going out there and asking this individual, right? Me, my wife, I remember I would ask her, I'm like, Sandra, what type of guy do you like? And she would say, oh, he needs to be good looking, honest. And she would name all these different characteristics. And I was in front of her, right? So in a way, she was already in her brain. She's like, oh, this guy's in front of me. Like what I'm looking for, he has, right? Or do you know someone, Isaac, that do you know someone that has those characteristics? So inside the questions, they gotta be guided, guys. They gotta be guided. And through the questions, there's so much power and attention to detail, because they say the devil is in the details. What does that mean? Most of the time, people don't want to be open enough. They don't want to open up because they might get hurt. So they might say so much information, an hour of a conversation, but in reality, what they wanted to say was in a sentence. So making sure you're paying attention so that you can make sure you find the right type of product for that individual. When it comes to step 3, adding value, adding multiple products. In this process, you got to make sure you bring value, right? People don't go and buy the iPhone because it's an irregular phone. No, an iPhone is not a regular phone. An iPhone is an iPhone. So we need to understand that they're bringing so much value. iPhone brings the AirPods, that MacBook, everything connects. They start adding value. Now, something that we need to understand when it comes to sales and building a business and building any type of business, right next to value, there's consumer trust. Can your consumer find a phone number and call you? Are you going to be providing the same value day in and day out today and in 10 years from now? Can you be consistent with your value? Because what happens if they're not consistent with their value, if Pizza Hut is not consistent with their value, they're going to lose future sales. So consistency when it comes to value is more important than selling a bunch of products up front, because consistency keeps those clients as clients for life and keeps your business growing for life. The step 4, right, is the trust. And that's what we were talking about, consumer trust. Step 5 is referrals. How do we ask for a referral? Normally, pizza, they're going to give you a coupon, right? And they say, next time you come in, you're going to get 10% off. Or this is a coupon, so if you bring your whole family, we're going to give you 20% off. Now you bring in more people. There's more referrals. So there's always got to be an incentive, because when someone buys, if I buy the new iPhone and I leave, I'm not going to be thinking, oh, let me tell my friend to go buy the new iPhone because it's such a good phone. What I'm thinking is, what are the new apps? What are the new features? I'm focused on the value that the product gives me. I don't worry if Apple's doing well unless I have stock in there, but I don't worry whatever if they're selling or not, because I already bought, I'm gone. So most of the time, what you got to make sure you do is you provide value for them to send you referrals. So what does that mean? If you send me a client, I'll make sure to send you a gift card. If you send me a client, I'll make sure to send you this. There's always have to be certain exchange through the whole process of sales. That's why they used to say in this movie, always be closing. What they were meaning, right, in this boiler room movie of sales is in all the process of a sale, there's a close. There's a close in the interaction. How do you close the interaction? By bringing the right type of energy to the interaction. That's how you close it, number 1. Number 2, how do you close the next interaction? Through questions, through the focus of going in there and finding what the client needs. The client needs to start feeling cared for, okay? Through questions, you seem like a professional, so you close that part of the sale. Step 3, you go into the products. Not only one, but you start adding products on top of it, and you start bringing more value than whatever the client thought he would get. Boom, you're closing it. Number 4 is, as you're adding value and you're consistent, trust comes in. I have clients of mine that tell me, Isaac, do I buy this home or not? And I always tell them, let's look at the numbers. And they call me, they text me, and I always try to be there. And because I'm consistent, there's trust. Yesterday, I had a client and he said, Isaac, because you're telling me this, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy a home. Thank you I was just waiting to talk to you. Guys, that's the level of trust you want to be able to have with the people you're working with your clients. They need to make sure that they feel that you're doing everything in your power to give them the best advice, to give them the best value for their time. And number 5, the referrals aspect. You're going to close it with, hey, I gave you this value. If you refer me someone, I'll provide this. I'll send you a gift card. I'll do something. But it's so important to, in every step of the process of a sale, for you to be aware and conscious of what's going on. Today, when you go all of a sudden to the drive-thru, just pay attention to the process. The only way for someone to scale is through creating a process. Now, every business has a different process. Okay? Depends on the type of business you're in. But most of the time, the process is the one I named. Saludos desde Miami, Gita. How are you? The process is the same. Okay? There has to be an interaction. There has to be someone you can talk to. There's going to be the number 2 is, what is the emotion? How are you guys connecting? Number 3 is, how are you bringing multiple products, multiple value to the whole interaction? Number 4 is, how are you building, solidifying the trust? Number 5 is, how are you prepping the next sale? Meaning that referral. Guys, being honest with you, I don't feel I'm in sales. A lot of people say that, oh, Isaac, it's because you got to shave and do this and do that because you're in sales. Your presentation means something. But personally, the more I've been in an industry where it's quoted as sales, I've understood that I've never been able to force anyone into anything. Never. You're never going to be able to force someone into buying a car, into buying a financial product, into buying a phone. The only question the client has is the next one. And this is how you got to walk in, because sometimes you might be a little bit worried, nervous, even taking away the sales. Maybe you're going to go on your first date. And the only thing the other person is thinking in reality is, can I trust that individual? Is he the one? Is Isaac the one? Is Isaac the individual that I can trust with my finances? That's the number 1 question. Most people don't care about the products. They care about the individual that is providing that product. Okay? So the number 1 question is, Isaac, can I trust you? Are you going to be there in the good times and the bad times? Are you going to tell me the bad, the good, and the horrible? Are you going to be super honest with me? That's what consumers are craving nowadays. So sales is changing so much, guys. The internet has changed sales. The number 1 sales, the individual that sells the most, you guys know exactly who's the individual that sells the most. And he's been consistent. He's been consistent for years. He's way better salesman than me, okay? His name is Google. Google is the number 1 salesman right now in the United States. Why? Sometimes I'm talking to someone about something and they're going to Google it. And depending on what Google says, that's who they trust. Google has been consistent. Not everybody, right? Google has a lot of information, but what I'm trying to say is, you want to be like Google. That doesn't mean you're going to answer all the questions in the world, but you're going to be able to answer certain questions in the realm, in your world. And you're going to be non-biased, meaning you're going to be able to say the good things and you're going to be able to say the bad things. That's why people love Google, because you can go in there and you can find good stuff about a product and bad stuff about a product. That's why people love Google. And it's consistent. Every year, if I Google something, I'm going to be able to have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm going to be able to make my choice. I'm going to buy whatever I want to buy. So that's something you want to think about when it comes to selling, what is Google doing, right? How is he? What is this software doing for us? Do we trust it? So, guys, sales is something amazing because we're all looking for something. Every day, we all got needs. And I love when I'm able to sit in front of someone that asks the right questions, that guides me to wherever I need to go, and that helps me through that process. I love that type of sales individual because he's bringing value to my life. He's answering problems and fixing problems that I didn't even know I had. So, guys, go out there. Make sure that you become better at sales, not because you want to go out there and make commissions. You can even become way better at sales if you're at a 9 to 5. Get better. If you're better, you produce more, you're going to get more bonuses. You're going to get higher salary. If you get better at selling when it comes to people, asking the questions, John, how do you feel today? What's going on today? How can I help you? How can I get you to your goal faster? What can I do so you can trust me and you can be open with me? I'm selling who I am. I'm selling what I want. I'm selling that I want to serve. So sales is not only geared towards commissions, but also selling individuals on building better relationships, being upfront, being direct, and asking a ton of questions. Guys, thank you for your patience in the beginning of this call. Hope you have a phenomenal day. Take care. Send me messages, questions, concerns. Call me. I'm always here. Itzel, great information. Hello. Guys, have a phenomenal day. Take care and share this video because this is a video that everybody needs to see. Understanding the process of sales and how you can utilize this process in different scenarios. Thank you and have a great day.